Hey everybody! I have got a thrift haul to share with you today. I did a couple of different thrifting trips, not last week, but a couple of weeks ago. I was in a different part of town, so I stopped at some thrift stores that I don't usually get to, and then my daughter called me the next day and asked me to go thrifting with her, so I was able to go out a couple different days in a row. Now I'm going to tag this on to the open collaboration from Dale McBay. It's called Thrifted Treasures, I believe. And I've got that down in the description box. And it should show when you look at this video, you should see that hashtag right above the title. I thought I would join that because I need to start reaching out and connecting with some of these collaborations as I can do them. And I really like the one that Sherry Brown does, Thrifty Thursdays, but I don't upload on Thursdays. And so Dale came out with this one, Thrifted Treasures. You can do this anytime. And truthfully, this one is more about different treasures than I found and not quite so much about junk journal supplies, which I usually try to show. I thought I would show that to you today. We'll go through these things really quick. And I found a few unusual things, so it was very exciting. Before we go to the intro, let me walk you over here. Before we go to the intro, I wanted to show you, I had my first craft night with all the ladies from church, and this is essentially what I took. My cutter that's right there on top of the cart. I did take the cutter, I took my craft mat, these 3 bags, pretty well stuffed, and then another bag that had the snacks and things in it. I took paper plates, napkins, and all that, but I felt like I did a pretty good job of condensing things down just into these bags. But I've got to figure out something else for next time so that I have a better way to cart things in and out. But anyway, we had 4 ladies come. It was very nice. And I worked a little bit on the Ukrainian journals, but not a lot. I did a lot more talking and just connecting. It was nice. So me, one other lady that I knew for sure was coming, a friend of mine that I invited, and then one other lady who didn't think she was going to be able to make it, and then she did. And then we were minus about 3 other people that thought they were going to come and then had something else come up instead. So here's our little thrift haul we're going to share today. I've got that cool thing over there. I can't wait to share with you. Okay, so go ahead and get yourselves ready. Get yourselves comfy with your drink, your snack, your comfy seat, or get ready to craft along while I chat about what I found at the thrift store this time around. So before we dive into the stuff from the thrift trips, I had to share with you, I scored this pile of envelopes. These are the envelopes that you get when you get your film processed. Because one of my friend that came, she was sorting through old photos and stuff and just getting rid of the duplicates and the ones she didn't want anymore. And she was getting ready to toss those. I'm like, no, wait. I can do something with those. She's like, really? I said, yeah, I sure can. So some of these have some really fun images on them, and others just have, just that 70s vibe. And then she had a bunch of negatives. She's got these little teeny tiny negatives, the little itty bitty ones. And I told her I've seen people make stuff with those, so I went ahead and took her negatives. I told her that I promise not to get them developed and share them on the internet or anything. So she trusted me. So, and then also see how, remember the little envelopes or the little sacks that we used to get our stuff back in? Yeah, so that was quite a nice little haul for free. So that'll be fun to play around with. That was a fun moment at our get together. I wanted to share with you. And then one of the other ladies that came, she's really been getting interested into junk journals as she's seeing what I've been making, and she's going to go with me when I deliver these journals to the Ukrainian Center. So today at church, one of the other ladies was handing out free calendars that she seems to get from all kinds of organizations. And so Connie came up to me and she said, look at this. Look at these. And I said, oh, yes, because we'd been talking about sunflowers in the Ukrainian journals and the symbolism of the sunflower. And so she said, look at all these beautiful pages think about what you can do and how you can just add those to your journals. I was like, man, I'm gonna make a true believer out of her yet. But my goodness, yes, look at those beautiful images. So that was really fun today at church. So I said, look, you can do more with a calendar than just use it to mark the dates. Very fun. So that was a couple of fun little things that I scored that weren't even related to thrifting. So on day one, when I went out, wasn't really looking for anything. Oh, dang it. I tore that off of there. Oh well. I wasn't looking for anything too specific, just I'm kind of narrowing my searches these days based on what I already have and what I know I need to craft with. So the first thing I actually found was this gorgeous platter, and it's in beautiful shape. As far as I could tell, there were no nicks or cracks, and I'm always looking for good serving platters, but it has these cute little leaves on it. If anyone knows about that maker, and I can't make out that signature there, but of course it's Haviland, which is great. We have some Haviland china that belonged to my husband's grandmother, but I don't know who this guy is, who the designer is, and I can't remember if one of these has to do with the batch, but one of them should have to do with the year that it was produced, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go research it some more. But anyway, isn't that pretty? It has kind of this raised embossed basket weave pattern around the edge, and now I can go wash it because I've shown it to you. It's been sitting up here in my craft room. The next thing I found at that same store, I am so excited about this because this has the most amazing cool factor. I'm trying to do this one-handed, not shake the table. But it was this case. I paid $7.99 for it, and honestly, when I'm not doing it on camera, this pops right open. But it has kind of this old-fashioned Gator suitcase look, and the inside is lined. I need to clean this out, but it's about 5.5 inches deep when you close it like that. But I thought it was so cool. But I got it for $8 there. And then I just noticed as I was getting ready for this video, there's a $47.50 price tag on it. So I don't know if somebody tried to sell it at a thrift store. I mean, sell it at a garage sale or just what. And it does say $47.50 on it. I don't think that's what they paid because this is not an actual price tag. I don't think I should try to tear that off because it'll tear off the stain and the finish. But I just figured I have a really cool storage case for some things. But that was a fun little find. And then I went up the road to another place and I found this really neat file box. And I have been wanting something to put pre-made journal pages so that if I have pages that are just ready to go into journals, I wanted somewhere to put them because I didn't really have a box. So inside I'll show you the rest of what I found. And look what you see, Em. Look what you see right there. I know some ladies who are excited about this. Here's my receipt. Isn't that pretty? And I do have a few other Mary Englebright items. I'm going to flip back to front because I find it easier to flip through. So maybe someday I will make a Mary Englebright journal. We know now that we can't sell them, but I could certainly make myself something fun or do it as a gift or something. As long as I'm not profiting. She's got some pretty strict rules about what you can and can't do with her images. And then in the book was this, a calendar page. I wish I'd found the rest of the calendar. Now, isn't that sweet? It just has some of the sweetest pictures. So that was a fun find, and I'll put that with my ME stuff. Let's see, I went over to the party section because you never know what you're going to find. And I found all these really cool deli paper. Like you line, you know, when you get your hot dog or your hamburger and they line it with the waxed paper. These are all deli waxed paper, so I thought they'd be fun. There's quite a few of them there. Thought that would be fun to put in cookbook journals. That kind of thing. But that was a unique find. And then, let's see, I went in that same section right there. It was with the party stuff, but they had a couple of these really pretty notepads. So I wanted to use these. And then these are Christmas, just postcards. So that'll make some nice ephemera. And this place is called the Assistance League thrift store. I'm not sure what the Assistance League does exactly, but it's like a non-profit humanitarian kind of thing, I think. But they have a really nice thrift store. It's in kind of a, it's a ways away from my house, but everything that they bring in, they clean it before they display it, so it's really nice. You're not grossed out by touching everything. Here are some really pretty gold doilies. They had another set too, but these, I like the color of this gold. It wasn't as bright and shiny. So there's some gold doilies. And then I found 3 different kinds of column paper, accounting paper. So here's the one I mentioned last week. It has the purple grid. It's very cool. So that, if you're looking for that, you can, well, Office Max doesn't exist anymore, does it? Oh, that's too bad. I loved Office Max. So maybe you might still find it at Office Depot. Somebody was doing some figuring here. This one has brown. So there's some with brown lines. And then this one's from Staples. This one had gray. And it just looks a little bit different. So I thought that one was really cool. So they're all 3 a little bit different from just the standard one that I have. So that's why I picked them all up. One of them was $1 and the other 2 are 50 cents. So I'm going to set these back in here for a moment. And then I also found this baggie with, looks like doilies and stuff. Oh, that was at the first store at St. Vincent de Paul. Let's see what's in here, because they didn't have a lot in the craft section. This was the only bag I found that interested me. But again, I'm trying to be more selective in my old age. Ooh, actually, I might actually use that. This one's in really nice shape. That would be neat for coffee dyeing too. That would put some really neat patterns. This one's a little more thick, a little more heavy duty, but these are both runners. And I could still cover part of a journal or use it on the front or wrap around a spine. There's a lot of lace there. There's some burlap, which I don't have any burlap, and I think this is about all I will ever need. Sometimes you can do some fun things with burlap. Pam Benny does fun things with burlap in her journals, so she's inspiring me to try some different textiles. And then the last thing in that bag, which is really what drew my eye, this really cool ribbon. I think they attached these to the blue velvet. But isn't that gorgeous ribbon? And the color is really pretty, and it's all pretty clean. It doesn't stink, so that's good, because you know, sometimes it's a crapshoot. But at the Assistance League, I found these 2, and I was looking for some fabric to line one of my pre-made covers, and I just didn't have anything in the right color, so I found this. Look at that. It's all clean. It's been washed and ironed. And then they folded it up. So I have 2 yards. And then I have this pretty one. A lot of them were just plain polyesters in solid colors that were very uninspiring to me. This one is 43 by 14. I just like the color. So I'm pretty sure I will use all of those colors. So I was just being super selective, like I said. So the next day when I went out with Daughter Dear, we went to Savers and we went to Deseret. Now, if you live in a part of the world where you have Value Village, I believe Value Village and Savers are part of the same organization. I'm going to shift my camera for a second. Kind of got off. There we go. So the first thing we were looking at was books, and I'm basically looking at these for reading. This, I actually have this book, but I think I lent it out. And I don't think it's on my shelf anymore. So I picked up another copy, and it was buy 4 books and get a 5th one free. I can't remember if I was buying any of these for my daughter, my older daughter, or not, but I'll read them and then ask her which one she wants to read. I better get on it because I'm going to go visit them in about a month, so I better get my reading done if she wants any of them. But this is a great read. If you haven't seen the movie on Netflix, at least start with that, but the book is 1,000 times better, and it's just a really good story. I don't know if it was based in fact at all, but it gives you, it's like historical fiction, I think. So try that book out. That's a great one. And then there's a lot of new authors I just have not read. So I don't know. My kids said this might be good, or I was trying to find the 5th book for free. Actually, I was trying to find 4 so I could get a 5th one for free because I had 3 I knew I wanted. I think this was one of the ones I just grabbed based on the title and the explanation, as well as this one. I know I did. The Cape Doctor. This is also, I think, historical fiction. I think she's a female doctor in a time when female doctors are not common. 19th century surgeon, rise from penniless Irish girl to one of the most celebrated and accomplished figures of the time. Oh, inspired by the life of Dr. James Miranda Barry, who was Margaret Ann Bulkley. So yeah, the Cape Doctor. That sounded good. And then these two, The Kindest Lie. I think this one is supposed to go to Katie, but I'm going to probably read it first. I don't know. So, Book of the Month Club. Like, that's an interesting logo they have there. This one, oh, look at that. It's got like this gold speckle. So yeah, I'm interested in reading those. So those are all mostly for reading, not for tearing up. She got so mad at me. I found a really cool Currier Knives book, and if it's still there when I go back, I will definitely get it for using in journals, because you know Currier Knives had beautiful beautiful images. She's like, no, don't get that, you're just gonna tear it up. I'm like, could you not shout that to the whole store, please? But really, I try to take books, if books are in beautiful condition, I try to leave them alone for people, other people that would appreciate them. But if it's still there, I'm going to take it as a sign I should bring it home and use it. This one, we went over to, when we went over to Deseret Industries, which is a LDS-owned thrift store chain that they use to help women and children in social programs within their own church. I only got this for the color because I am going to tear this one up. But then I started looking, look at that. Started kind of looking through here, and I thought, you know, it actually sounds kind of interesting. It takes place in Snoqualmie, Washington, which is in the Pacific Northwest, so fairly regional. So I thought, well, maybe it would be interesting to read too before I tear it up. Okay, the last thing I found at Savers was this bag of stamps, office type stamps, and I've actually have been wanting to find some. I don't want to get ink on my vintage tablecloth though. I've been wanting to find some that I could use. I was thinking more like with the wooden handles if I ever stumbled across those, but I found this bag instead. So there's Confidential. Here's one that says Draft. This one is self-inking, and it says entered, like date entered. And I do have an old date stamp from when I worked in an office. Just want to make sure that doesn't get ink on my table. So I have a rotary date stamp, so I could always enter fictitious dates. Here's one that says copy. And then there's a copy of the one that says copy. Two different kinds. And then this one says received message date stamp. So this is a not even used. So that's cool. Received. And then it's got the date. So I wonder, let me see if I can figure out the years, how far it goes up. Because there's 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24, 25. Oh, it starts with 2016 it looks like, and goes up to 2027. So if I actually wanted to use it right now for something more official, I could. But that's cool. If I wanted to sell it on eBay, I could, but I don't. I want it myself. So that one just says received, and then you put in the date, and then there's a line so you can sign. So that's really neat. If you ever want to see my other collection of things, I will show you the other few that I have that actually came out of my husband's office, and one that the dates were expired, so I brought it home from when I worked in an office. I'm not sure that actually goes on there because it doesn't seem to fit. Or maybe somebody has the wrong base or something. anyhow, so I found those. So I was very excited to find all of these because they're really great for stamping on your ephemera to give it kind of that vintage look. There's that. And then I found a glue stick. One of the purple ones that I've been using lately. So not bad. 50 cents, I think. Not a great price based on what I paid for them recently. It's still a good price based on what they are when it's not back to school time. Found a Mary Englebright notepad. Wow, and I don't usually find Mary Englebright, so to find two different things on the same outing, essentially, you know, at the same time, is pretty unusual. And then I have this printer paper. Looks like it's from Recollections, but it has the old-fashioned Santa on it. Isn't that pretty? And it's kind of an off-white color on the back, so that'll be great pages in Christmas things. And I was just checking my list on my phone because I now keep a list of what I want to find, and I was like, appliques. Okay, I want some appliques, and I looked up, and here this was. So I only paid 75 cents for it. Isn't that a nice, pretty one? So that'll be pretty on journal cover too. And then I found this packet of just plastic pouches so that you can sort things and keep track of them, which will probably come in very handy as I continue to go to my craft nights. Now, let me think, was there anything else I need to show you? I think that is everything from my thrifting trips. So I'll just set these back here. And yeah, if you guys are interested in joining Dale McVeigh's open collaboration, you can do that. Just let her know. Her channel is Not Too Shabby Chic. And then you can also find her at Devotions with Dale here on YouTube. Just let her know that you want to join the collaboration, and she'll put you on the list when she does her video. She'll list that you're part of it. I do not have a quote for today. Maybe we can find one in the ME book. Mary Englebright always has a lot of nice quotes in her things. Now these look mostly like poems. Let's see if we can find something. Oh, here we go. Mom, wife, this is all about you. You're such a great wife, friend, mother, sister, daughter, Yahtzee opponent, and of course, lover. You are so great. Happy Mother's Day. Love, Joe and Ramsey. That's sweet. So somebody's mama got this. And it says, the quote says, dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. I like that. That'll be our quote for the day. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. That's lovely. So that's our closing quote for the day, courtesy of Mary Englebright. And with that, guys, I hope that you all have a good week. A quick reminder that if you still are planning on sending me items for the Ukrainian journals, that I need to receive them by the end of next week. So until next time, I want you to be inspired and do something creative today, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye now.